What's up, nerds? This is Mr. Storm, and today we're going to learn about colors and CSS. We've already dug into CSS a tad bit before. Today we're going to learn about a couple of ways we can use it differently to suit our needs. And we're also going to learn about how colors are used in HTML and a couple different ways we can use color to get the exact color that we're looking for, the exact thing we want. So we only have two things to learn today. I highly recommend, if you're the kind of person who ignores these pages and just tries to do the assignment, fine, I guess, but you're really going to want to pay attention to colors and the CSS thing today. So with colors, you can see that there are different ways that we can specify colors in our HTML. We can just write the name, and there are about 140 actual color names that HTML will recognize. Or we can do an RGB value to get the specific color that we want, which is great. Or we can use hex down here, hex to do the color that we are looking for. All of those are great ways to do it. I tend to use hex most often. RGB is great as well. I see a lot of people using RGB. It's pretty easy. And I'll show you a trick with this tool in just a minute. When you're looking at the CSS, this is a huge topic. Okay, CSS is a big, big topic, and so this isn't going to cover everything about CSS, but this is enough for you to, do what you want to do. The big thing I want you to pay attention here is the difference between inline CSS, internal CSS, and external CSS. So with internal CSS, what we're looking, or inline CSS, what we're looking at is creating a style attribute inside of an open tag for an element and then adding some CSS to that style attribute. That's inline CSS. Internal CSS, on the other hand, is where you create a style element inside the head of your document, and inside that style element you add CSS. Now let's take a look at this format here. So we have style, and in between the style open and close tags, we have some CSS code. The first thing in your CSS code is going to be, what do we want to change? What element do we want to apply this code to? So this will be the body. Then we have these French brackets here, and we say what we want to change about that element. So in this case, the background color. And then we say what we want to change that element to, right? And then we finish it off with a semicolon and our last French bracket. The semicolon is super important, okay? Do not forget the semicolon or it's going to cause all kinds of problems. That is internal CSS. Then we can look at external CSS, which is where you just add a link inside the head. You add one line of code and it's a link. And that link takes you to a style sheet. In this case, it's a document called styles.css. It's a separate file completely. That styles.css file has all the CSS code in it. And so when this HTML document links to that styles document, then it pulls all the CSS code out and applies it to itself. And so external style sheets are great if you're building a big web page or a website with a bunch of different pages on it, and you want to apply CSS to the entire website. You want to link all those pages to the same style sheet, and then they'll have the same font, same background color, same everything, right? So that's why external style sheets are great. Okay, let's take a look at the assignment. So here's my About Me 4. I've already, have I? Let's see. Yep, I've already saved it as About Me 5. Make sure you do that before you make any changes, because you don't want to change your About Me 4. All right, so the first thing it wants me to do is remove my background color and change the color using external styling. All right, so let's go back to my code. Let's see. Oh, where's my background color? Did it already get deleted? All right, well, anyway, good. That's the first thing I wanted to do anyway, was delete my background color. So I have no background color on my page. That's fine, because I don't want it there. What I want to do is I want to use inline or internal styling to create a new background color. So I'm going to create a style element in my head Look, it's in my head. It's not in the body, right? I want it in the head. And I want to apply it to the body. I want to apply some CSS to my body. So I'm going to do background hyphen color. And I don't know what color I want, but I have a tool that helps me. If I go over here, I have this RGB color, these RGB color sliders. I can just slide them around, find a good color that I like, right? Find something interesting, like this light blue. I did blue last time. Let's do something a little bit more, I don't know. Let's add some more green to it. Okay, that looks pretty good. We'll do this green color. Why not? Now, down here, it gives me those RGB values. I can actually just copy that and bring it over into my code. Now, look at that. Right underneath my color, it actually has an underline that is the same color as what that will look like when it's done. I can actually change it, right? And as I change it, things will update, right? So now it'll be purple, right? I don't even remember what it was before. So let's go 178, maybe? That's close enough. And I got to remember my semicolon, because if I don't have that semicolon, it's going to cause all kinds of problems. All right, I'm going to go ahead and save my document. And I'm going to open it up and see what that background color looks like. Okay, so it's a little poop green, but whatever. It's doable. I'll keep it. Alrighty. The next thing is to change the font of my H1 using inline styling. So let's go here. Now this is internal styling. This wants me to change the font of my H1 with inline, right? I already have some inline styling here. So I could create another style attribute and blah, 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 but that's just weird. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to show you a trick. I can actually just do a semicolon and then add some more CSS to this style attribute. So I want to change the font family, and I want to change it to Courier. Why not? And then my semicolon. Let's save it, and we'll go back and update and see what happens. Hey, look, my H1 font has changed to a different font. Now, there are tons of fonts out there you can use. Play around with them, see which ones you like. But at this point, I am complete, or I am done with the assignment. I'm not complete, but I'm done with the assignment, so I've done those two things. I'm going to save my work, and I'm going to upload my aboutme5.html to Google Classroom. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you, at this point, you probably still have plenty of time left in class. You know, play around, move on, practice these concepts, do whatever you'd like. All right, thank you very much, and I will see you next time.